Every morning you wake up carrying the quiet weight of who you used to be. The old story, the old habits, the old chains you've worn so long, they feel normal. Most people stop noticing them, but they still shape every delay, every compromise, every excuse made in silence. This isn't a pep talk, it's a call to arms. If you want real freedom, you must be willing to destroy the version of you that lives on self-pity, regret, hesitation, overthinking, and excuses. The voice that says, wait, not yet, maybe someday. That voice isn't comfort, it's the enemy. The Stoics were clear about this. Transformation is not a gentle upgrade. It is a ruthless act of self-mastery. Seneca warned, while we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away. This is not philosophy for motivation. It's a warning. Time does not pause. If you don't kill that old version today, it will quietly bury your future tomorrow. This journey isn't about small improvements. It's about change at the root. In this video, we'll break things down chapter by chapter. Not theory, but a relentless Stoic mindset you'll need to break free finally. Not to become a slightly better version of yourself, but the person you were meant to be before fear and habit took control. Welcome to Stoic Philosophy Daily, where your story matters. Share your experience or your biggest struggle below. Every comment you leave is a gift. Here, your voice matters. We read with care, answer with heart, and treat your journey as part of our own. This is more than a channel. It is a circle of strength. Type in the comments, "Today I kill the old me." Stay for every chapter. Your turning point starts now. 1. The old identity dies. Transformation begins when you dare to let your old self die, not in body, but in spirit. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Before you step into a new chapter, you must shed the skin of who you've been. Old stories, old habits, an identity that once protected you but now keeps you small. The Stoics called this voluntary death, not an ending but a rebirth chosen on purpose. Most people cling to familiar roles because comfort is addictive. Overthinker, procrastinator, victim. Letting go feels like uncertainty, so the mind chooses predictability even when it guarantees misery. But identity is not a stone. It is clay. You are shaped by what you repeatedly do. Insight sparks change, but only action keeps it alive. Without action, knowledge becomes self-deception. The illusion of progress without transformation. Real renewal demands discomfort. You release old labels and stop idolizing a version of yourself that no longer fits. Each morning, ask clearly, who do I choose to become today? Not who the world expects, not who your past claims you are, but who you choose to build now. When the old voice says, this is all you'll ever be, answer it simply. You don't get to decide anymore. No past ghost controls your future unless you allow it. Self-renewal is not an idea. It is a daily act. Practice. Write down one habit that holds you back. Name it. Then choose one small action tomorrow that reflects the person you want to become. Act before hesitation speaks. The resistance you feel is the old self fighting to survive. Repeat this, and something shifts. Confidence grows. The past quiets. What would change if you lived one full day as if this new identity were already real? At Stoic Daily, we believe that your past does not define you. You are freed by your willingness to become new. Comment below, I choose to shed my old self. What part of your identity are you finally ready to outgrow? 2. The battlefield of inner dialogue. The war for your future self is fought in silence, in the words you whisper to yourself, long before the world hears you. As Seneca warned, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Your old self doesn't live in your body. It lives in the stories you repeat every day. I can't. That's just who I am. I've always been this way. But these voices are not the truth. They are echoes of who you were, not instructions for who you're becoming. Every repetition rehearses a role you no longer want. These beliefs were built through fear and habit, and the more you repeat them, the tighter they bind your mind. If you want to kill the old self, you must confront these inner scripts with honesty and strategy. Your mind is not neutral ground. It is a battlefield. Every unchallenged thought moves by default and strikes your future. The shift begins with awareness. When a limiting thought appears, pause and question it. Is this a fact or just a matter of familiarity? Replace "I can't" with "I haven't yet." Replace "this is who I am" with "this is who I've been." Each interruption loosens the grip of the old identity and restores your ability to choose. Practice this for 3 days. Keep a note nearby. Each time a limiting thought appears, write it down. Later, rewrite it in a new direction. "I'm always anxious" becomes "I am learning calm." Notice which scripts resist change the most. What shifts when you challenge the voice instead of obeying it? Your mind becomes what you allow it to repeat. At Stoic Daily, we believe every transformation begins with the words you allow to live inside you. Comment below. I rewrite my story, starting now. Which inner script are you ready to break this week? 3. Burn the comfort zone. Your comfort zone isn't a refuge, it's a cage. Every day you remain inside it, the bars grow stronger. The old version of you survives because you protect it through routine, avoidance, and excuses. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This was not poetry, it was a strategy for change. Every challenge you avoid becomes another brick locking away your future. The old self feeds on ease, procrastination, and the promise of tomorrow. Comfort is never neutral. Each time you choose it, you reinforce old fears, habits, and patterns. The self you want to become does not live in safety. It exists on the other side of effort and deliberate discomfort. Each time you choose comfort over challenge, the cage tightens. The weight grows heavier. Killing the old self is not a dramatic act, it is intentional. It means dismantling routines that protect mediocrity and building habits that demand growth. The comfort zone feels safe, but it quietly buries potential. Nothing meaningful changes where nothing is risked. Growth begins at the edge where resistance appears, where effort is required each time you lean into discomfort. Speak when silence feels safer, or face the task you keep postponing. You are shaping a new identity and weakening the old one. Practice. Tomorrow, choose one thing you've been avoiding and do it first, before comfort negotiates. Notice the excuse that appears. Notice the discomfort. Then notice what shifts after you follow through. Each repetition bends the bars. Over time, the cage opens. At Stoic Daily, we believe your true self is forged in friction, not comfort. Comment below. I choose challenge over comfort. What will you set on fire tomorrow? 4. Detach from the echoes of the past. The past is only a shadow, a collection of echoes kept alive by choice. The Stoics understood this clearly. The past has no power in the present moment unless you feed it through regret and repetition. Each time you rehearse old wounds, you tighten invisible chains and replay stories that once hurt you. The old self persists because you continue to give it attention. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This is not comfort. It is a command. The world may have shaped your experiences, but only you decide whether they still define you. The past cannot imprison you unless you close the door from the inside. Every replayed regret gives life to a ghost that should have been buried. Attention strengthens it. An interruption weakens it. Liberation begins when you stop feeding the echo and choose silence instead. Repetition keeps you trapped. Awareness breaks the cycle. To kill the old self, stand guard at the gates of your mind. Catch the reruns. Interrupt the story. Say it plainly, that person no longer exists. I decide who lives now. Then redirect your focus to the present, an action to take. Gratitude to ground you, even your breath. This is how a new identity forms, not by erasing memory, but by refusing to be governed by it. Practice. When a painful memory appears this week, pause and write it down. Beneath it, write the truth. This is a ghost, not my guide. Then choose one action that reflects who you are today. Over time, repetition no longer rebuilds the past. It strengthens the present. At Stoic Daily, we believe freedom begins when you release the past and choose who you are now. Comment below, I bury my past. I choose my present. What ghost are you finally ready to let go of? 5. Take ruthless responsibility. The old self survives on blame. It clings to excuses like a drowning man grabs debris, desperate to blame something outside himself for every failure or missed chance. Each time you choose blame, you sink deeper into dead soil, ground where bitterness and helplessness grow. The cycle is brutal. You blame. You feel like a victim. You stagnate. Over time, blame becomes familiar, even comforting, quietly draining your power and keeping you small. The old self repeats the same story. I'm a bystander, a victim of circumstance. Blame feels easier than responsibility, but every finger you point hands away a piece of your power. The Stoics rejected this weakness. They understood that blaming the world is not a form of protection. It is a cage you choose to live in, reinforced each time you avoid action. Real power begins with acceptance. This is my life, my consequences, my responsibility. No matter how unfair, no one can live for you or fix what you avoid. As long as you keep planting seeds in dead soil, nothing real grows. No confidence, no resilience, no transformation. The new self rises from ownership, not resentment. This requires uprooting excuses and saying, even when it hurts, I own this. Fairness is irrelevant. Strength is built by those willing to carry weight without complaint. This is how you become the architect of your future instead of a prisoner of your past. Practice. Tonight, write down 5 areas of dissatisfaction. For each, note where you are responsible, where you allowed, tolerated, or failed to act. When justification appears, pause and ask, am I planting in dead soil or building something new? This is not self-blame, it is self-liberation. Notice the shift when why me becomes what now. Each act of ownership removes a brick from the old cage and plants strength in new ground. At Stoic Daily, we believe greatness is built on responsibility, not resentment. Comment below, I own my life, no excuses. What's one area you'll take ruthless responsibility for tonight? 6. Discipline over emotion. The old self is a slave to moods and cravings, always waiting for the right feeling, the perfect moment, or a spark of inspiration to act. It whispers that discipline should feel good, that motivation must come first, as if life owes you permission to begin. But the Stoics understood the truth. Discipline is not born from emotion. It is born from principle and forged through daily choices, especially when you least feel like showing up. The old self waits for conditions to align. The new self creates them. You dismantle the old version by acting on your values regardless of mood. You quiet the excuses when you show up tired, uninspired, and frustrated, and do the work anyway. Each time you choose action over apathy, consistency over comfort, and principle over pleasure, you weaken the old identity and reinforce the new one. The greatest lie the old self tells you is simple: wait until you're ready. It urges you to wait until Monday for clarity and comfort, anything but now. Life does not pause for readiness. The storms arrive without permission. You don't earn progress by demanding calmer conditions. You earn it by becoming capable in any weather. Transformation happens precisely when you don't feel like it, when your body resists and your willpower thins. That is the forge. Each disciplined action taken despite emotion drives another stake into the heart of the old self. Reactivity fades, passivity dissolves. You stop drifting and begin shaping yourself deliberately. Practice. Choose one daily ritual, exercise, writing, meditation, or any meaningful act. Commit to it regardless of mood. When the urge to stop appears, notice the voice. Rest. Wait. Skip today, interrupt it, and act anyway. Then write one sentence. Today, I showed up. Over time, the old self loses authority, and the new identity strengthens through quiet consistency. At Stoic Daily, we believe storms don't shape you. Your actions do. Drop "I act no matter my mood" in the comments. What ritual will anchor your new self this week? 7. Empty your cup. The old self is weighed down by certainty, overflowing with rigid opinions and the illusion of knowledge. It mistakes confidence for wisdom and comfort for truth. It clings to what it believes because admitting ignorance feels like failure. But this certainty is fragile, not strong. As Epictetus warned, a man can't learn what he thinks he already knows. The moment questioning stops, growth begins to rot. Beneath this certainty is fear. Fear of being wrong, fear of looking foolish, fear of losing identity. The old self clings to rigid beliefs because doubt feels dangerous. Yet that same certainty becomes a cage, trapping you inside ideas that no longer serve you. Every reflex to defend an opinion builds another wall between you and your evolution. To kill the old self, you must empty your cup. Approach life as a student, not a master. Notice how quickly you defend ideas before understanding them. How often do you argue to protect comfort instead of pursuing truth? Each honest "I don't know" is not a weakness. It is the beginning of growth. Humility is not submission. It is the tool that breaks arrogance and creates space for transformation. The process can bruise the ego and feel like tearing down a familiar house. However, what collapses is the illusion, not the identity. You are not losing knowledge. You are making room for wisdom. Discomfort here is proof that the mind is stretching. The new self welcomes uncertainty. It listens before it argues, questions before it concludes, and replaces "I know" with "I'm learning." No one grows stronger by defending ignorance. Real power comes from releasing false certainty and staying teachable. Practice. This week, catch yourself defending an opinion or rejecting feedback. Pause and ask, what if I'm wrong? Trace the belief to its root. Is it truth or comfort? Write it down and let go of what no longer serves you. The discomfort you feel is not loss, it is freedom. Each time you surrender pride, you empty the cup, making room for clarity and strength. At Stoic Daily, we believe humility is the blade that frees you from the prison of certainty. Comment below, "I empty my cup." What belief are you finally ready to release so you can grow? 8. Harden through voluntary discomfort. The old self worships comfort and avoids discomfort, building a shell of ease that slowly hardens into fragility. Seneca did not wait for hardship to arrive. He chose voluntary hardship, cold, hunger, and restraint, not to punish himself, but to keep his will sharp and his spirit resilient. Each day spent in comfort without resistance quietly weakens resolve and thickens the shell around your potential. This shell may look strong, but it cracks under pressure. The more you cling to ease, the more fragile you become when difficulty appears. Real strength is revealed through friction. Voluntary discomfort is not suffering for its own sake. It is a controlled fire meant to burn away excuses, dependency, and weakness, a deliberate ending for the old self that thrived on softness. The old self whispers, "Stay safe, stay warm, stay small." It tempts you with avoidance and distraction. The new self is forged each time you choose a challenge on purpose, a skipped meal, a cold shower, rising early in silence and resisting distraction. These are not punishments, they are training. Each act teaches the mind that discomfort is not danger, but proof of capacity. Fear loosens. Confidence grows through experience, not comfort. Each voluntary hardship strikes the shell of the old self and reveals a tougher core beneath. What once felt unbearable becomes familiar. You begin to see that most discomfort was never the enemy. The story you told yourself about it was. With each repetition, the old walls crack, and a stronger identity takes shape. Practice. This week, deny yourself one comfort. Skip a meal and observe hunger without panic. Wake before dawn and sit in the quiet. Take a cold shower and breathe through the shock. Remove distractions and face your thoughts in silence. When resistance rises, ask yourself, what strength is being forged right now? Write down what discomfort revealed that comfort never could. At Stoic Daily, we believe chosen hardship tempers strength. Drop "I train through discomfort" in the comments. What challenge will you use this week to redraw your limits? 9. Beware the praise and the blame. The old self lives and dies by the opinions of others, craving approval like a thirsty man craves water, yet never satisfied. Each compliment lifts you. Each criticism cuts you down. Over time, you become a puppet pulled by invisible strings, your worth measured by applause and judgment from people who do not know your values. The more you chase validation, the deeper you sink into anxiety, chained to the shifting winds of reputation. The Stoics saw this trap clearly. They understood that reputation is not yours to control, and therefore not worthy of your peace. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. To hinge your happiness on praise or blame is to hand over the keys to your freedom and surrender your inner authority to the crowd. Each time you seek praise or recoil from blame, you strengthen the old, fragile self, the self that needs permission to feel worthy. Approval becomes a habit. Without it, doubt creeps in. The more you perform for others, the further you drift from your own center, lost in opinions that change by the hour. To break this chain, anchor yourself in principle. Do what is right because it is right, not because it will be seen or rewarded. Act quietly. Let integrity replace performance. Each action taken without witnesses weakens the old self's grip and builds a new identity grounded in calm self-respect rather than approval. Practice. This week, do something meaningful. Help someone. Keep a promise. Honor your word without telling anyone. Notice the discomfort when there is no applause. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what would change if I stopped performing and started living by my own standards? Each silent action builds freedom that the crowd can never take away. At Stoic Daily, we believe true freedom begins when you no longer need applause to live with integrity. Drop "I live for principle, not praise" in the comments. What worthy action will you take this week without sharing it? 10. Live as if you are dying. The most powerful Stoic practice is remembering death, not as something morbid, but as the blade that cuts through excuses, distraction, and wasted time. Memento mori is not a call to fear, it is a call to urgency. Time is the sharpest edge you will ever face. It slices through the comfort of tomorrow and exposes every hesitation for what it is. The old self survives on the myth of more time, convinced there will always be another chance, another delay, another tomorrow. Each delay, however small, quietly buries potential that never returns. The Stoics understood this trap. Life is borrowed, not owned. Every wasted day is gone forever. Every minute spent procrastinating is laid to rest with the unlived version of you. Memento mori is not about panic. It is about clarity. Time slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you grasp it. It cannot be saved, earned back, or negotiated with. The clock never pauses. When you carry death on your shoulder, the trivial falls away. Excuses lose their power. Distractions feel heavier. Every moment becomes either a choice to build or a choice to bury the life you could have lived. Living as if you are dying is not about rushing unthinkingly. It is about refusing to waste what is irreplaceable. Urgency replaces procrastination. Presence replaces delay. Each breath becomes a loan you intend to use well. To live this way means you stop tolerating mediocrity and stop feeding the old self that waits for perfect conditions. You recognize that every sunrise is a gift. Every conversation an offering, and every action a line in your legacy, written in real time. Even the ordinary is transformed when nothing is assumed to return, not even this breath. Practice. Each morning, ask yourself, if this were my last day, what would I refuse to delay? Choose one thing you have been postponing and do it today. When procrastination arises, remind yourself that time is already shaping your life, whether you act or not. At night, reflect. What did I let slip today? What would I use better if tomorrow comes? Notice how urgency sharpens focus and turns hesitation into a conscious choice. At Stoic Daily, we believe urgency is the truest fuel for transformation. Drop "Today is my only guarantee" in the comments. What will you stop waiting for? What legacy will you choose to build before the sun sets? Live like it's the only act you get. There is no second act, no rerun, no way to reclaim what you delayed or ignored. What matters is not your plans or intentions, but what you choose to do while time is still in your hands. Every promise left unkept and every moment postponed quietly erases a piece of the life you could have lived. This awareness is the fire that burns away the old self. It forces you off the sidelines and onto the stage of your own life. Stop spectating. The story does not change unless you act. Carry the urgency of borrowed time and remember that the script is written with every breath you take. Facing mortality is not about panic, it is about clarity. When you remember your limits, excuses lose their power, and distraction feels heavier. Each moment becomes a choice to build or to bury the life you still have time to live. This is not about grand gestures, it is about small, honest decisions made hour by hour. Choosing presence over escape, discipline over delay. Meaning is built quietly through what you refuse to waste. Time is the only currency you will never earn back. This is the only act you get. Stop waiting for tomorrow, stop rehearsing and start living. Write it down. Today could be my last day alive. What will I choose to do with it? Then act fully and without regret. At Stoic Philosophy Daily, we believe meaning is built in the moments you refuse to waste. Share below. What action will you take today that proves you are truly alive?
If you're seeking more, discover the full path on my channel, Stoic Philosophy Daily.